automatically stores it for you, which is wonderful as well. The MOX has one sequencer. It's divided into two major modes, song mode and pattern mode. These are very powerful tools for you to create your music. We all write songs in different ways. Sometimes you start with a melody. Sometimes you start with chord progression. Sometimes you start with the drums. Nobody is going to force you into working any one way. We're going to take a look at both of the modes, pattern and song. It's part of the sequencer. And sequencer is a way in which you can put your music together in the way that is most comfortable for you. So now I have two sections. Now how do I switch back and forth between these sections? On the right-hand side of the keyboard, you will notice that there's something called pattern section. If I light that button, these buttons become now pattern sections. So if I want section A, I can touch button 1, section B, I can touch button 2, and you can see that changing in the screen. So let's play this back. This is my section A, and at any time I can touch section B, and at the top of that next measure, it goes there. So again, it's real time. You can change your mind about arrangement, you can try things out. Really wonderful. Now, mute and solo are just what you would think. When you hit the mute button, you'll notice that all 16 lights, each represents a different track, lights up. You can mute a track by turning off its light. All right? I'm going to add the bass. Solo is just what you would think. Again, the lights go out, and only the lit track, the one flashing, is the one playing. You notice you have your level meter. It gives you an idea of what your velocities are like. Now, what's going on behind the scenes? Now, if you notice your function buttons, F1 to F6, you have groove. This is where you can set up your own groove template. You can sit certain beats behind the actual beat or anticipate them, change velocity, actual transpose notes. Here are your tracks and what MIDI channels they're going out on and whether or not they're triggering internal sound or external sounds, because you might want to map something out to trigger a different synthesizer. All right? You can actually set 8 of them at a time. The patch. This is very important screen to look at. When you have the patch screen, what it does behind the scenes is it automatically numbers each of the recordings that you've done. This is very, very powerful. In other words, you can see here that I have 4 different phrases recorded. All right? And it tells me that they're all 8 measures long. M008 means they're 8 measures in length. All right? Now, remix allows me to take a particular track and change the position of what's going on. So I'm going to select the drums and isolate it so that you can really get an idea of what's going on here. Remix is one of these very, very, very powerful things because it allows you to take the 2,000 drum grooves and turn it into an unlimited number of drum grooves. So there are 16 different types. The higher the number, the more radical the change. Now there are normal changes. I can create rolls. I can create breaks. I can create fill-ins. All right, and you can see there are 48 different fill-ins, and we'll get to that in a second. All right. Now the interval has to do with how many measures this thing will occur. So I'm going to start very simple with type 1, normal 1, interval 1. As I hit enter, you notice it says press enter to execute. As soon as I press enter, it's going to remix this drum groove. What that means is it's going to take the MIDI events and change where in time they occur. All right, you can see now it has a skip beat. Now, if you don't like what it's done, you can press cancel and you're back to your original. Let's have it create a roll so you get an idea of what I'm talking about. Press enter. You hear that snare roll in there. Now that's happening every measure because the interval is set to 1. But let's say I want it to happen every other measure. Press enter. You're going to have it happen every third measure, every fourth measure, every fifth measure, every sixth measure, every seventh measure, or every eighth measure. Maybe I want it to do some kind of a radical roll in measure 8. Now, it's an endless variety of changes that you can have it make. The thing is, you can't try them all. We've given you too many. The thing is, you want to work with this, come up with an idea. It's really to inspire you to do things. All right? There are breaks, as I said. Breaks will put stop action in it. All right, now this one, ooh. I'm liking this one right here. If I really like it, it tells me press enter to execute, but over here you see cancel and OK. If I press OK, which is subfunction 5, what it's going to do is keep that for me. If I push OK, now that particular break is now part of my library of phrases. This is very powerful, very compelling. Because sometimes we get writer's block and it would take us hours to do this kind of thing. Very easy, very quick to come up with new ideas. Okay, let's take a look at another one of the provided performances. When I'm introducing this type of thing to many musicians, they feel at first, well, maybe the arpeggios will be very intimidating or restrictive. I showed you a little bit earlier a particular voice, and it's actually used in this one, Chilling Ibiza. And it was one where there was certain elements that were pad sounds and certain other elements were doing the wave cycle. Now, this whole performance is now built around that Chilling Ibiza. And it's a very compelling one because it's inspiring in that it has a lot going on for a very little input. And this can help you in terms of writing your own music. So I'm in performance mode. I'm going to activate the performance control. When you activate performance control, remember your front panel now here, these buttons have been retasked to be part selection, to be ARP on and off, to be part mute, and to be ARP hold for parts 1 through 4. All right? So, I'll give you an idea of what's going on with this particular one. The voices involved are a chill out drum kit, the Chillin' Ibiza sound that we looked at earlier, synth bass, wide synth bass, and an atmospheric sound mapped to the right-hand side of the keyboard. You can see here that the bass sound is on the left, and that fifth atmosphere sound is on the right-hand side. All right? Give you an idea of what this is about. All right, very powerful, very easy going, all right? Very nice to create over. Now you notice that the drums are on hold in terms of arpeggio, so they can continue. If you did not have hold on, then the drums would only play, all right, when you actually touch the keys. I'm sorry. But if you want them to continue, you push ARP hold, and the drums will remain playing even when you're not playing. Again, it's creativity. It's about what you want to accomplish. All right. So those are the voices. Now, to record all of this to the sequencer, it's just a simple matter of hitting record. So now I'm going to call up a blank pattern, and we'll do something very rapidly because you know the workflow now. I'm going to do 8 measures. It's already given me the time signature is 4/4. The tempo is 80 beats per minute. Now you can change that again. Shift and the enter key is tap tempo. Or if you'd rather jump directly to the screen that allows you to do that, I should say, Shift plus arpeggio takes you right to tempo. All right? So if you'd rather set it manually, you can do that. If you'd rather just tap the tempo, you can do that. All right? So you have your choice of weapons. All right? Again, from the main screen, Shift plus arpeggio on off takes you right to the screen where you can set the tempo. Now, Shift and the data wheel allows you to change the tempo in units of 10. So if I want to go from 80 to 90, it's just one click. All right? Very quick and easy. Same thing with the increment decrement buttons. I can go in values of 10 by holding Shift and touching the button. Very nice shortcut. Shift button, it's your best friend. There's a whole page in the manual about the Shift button. Shift in almost anything will give you a shortcut somewhere. And as you get to know the MOX, it becomes a very good friend of yours. Okay, so let's have a little idea here. I'm going to hit the record button. Remember, it's 1, 2, 3, F1, F2, and F3. The setup screen, I'm going to pattern number 6. Let's go to pattern number 10 here, just to be different. Section A and 8 measures. All right, record F2 is the record track. It's showing that the 4 parts of this performance are going to be mapped to tracks 1 through 4. And key on start is on. It will copy all the parameters to the performance. And when I finish, it will take me right into pattern mode and to pattern 10. Okay, so I'm going to lay down 8 measures. Punches me out. Now it's writing it to the sequencer, mapping the 4 parts out, giving me 4 tracks, and takes me right to pattern 10. Okay, let's go back to the performance. Hit record again. I'm going to record section B. My section B is also going to be 8 measures, but it's going to be wrapped around arpeggio number 3.